Howdy folks, welcome back to Railroader. So after the last video I terminated the contracts and it's the next day. I spent a few hours cleaning up all the cars outside of Silva. So across the whole railroad now, I got all the cars swept up that are no longer needed and brought down here to the interchange. That's what number 4 here is doing. I did all that on a live stream. If you want to go check all that switching action out, running trains. Had a good time for about 3 hours or so. Had 40 or 50 people hanging out. And we did a whole bunch of railroading. So that'll be over on the live section of the channel if you want to go check it out. We're going to clean up the rest of that today. We're going to do Silva. And I need to get this road freight broken up here into the interchange. We'll get number 4 out of here, out of the way. So let's work on that. I'm actually going to put myself in the fireman's side there. So this is just a little too long to fit in the interchange. And I came down a little too far. I'm going to go ahead and back him up just a bit. And then we'll see where we need to cut off the cars. And we'll get number 4 out of the way, and we're going to jump back into number 6, the Silva Local. And we'll do the majority of the switching there. We just need to come here to Silva and get these cars gathered up. I need to also check, make sure we got stuff at Dillsboro cleaned out, and then where was that other? Might need to check at Wilmot as well. We'll just make sure. I know I've got everything from East Whittier, and west. We got all that cleaned up. But I need to check the rest of the railroad, and that's what this video is going to be about. So it looks like we're like 1 car too long to fit in there. Well, now we got this other track over here. We're 3 cars too long. Yeah, we can sneak in there. All right, so let's throw a couple handbrakes on. And we're going to cut this guy loose right here. And then we'll go ahead and stick these 3 cars in here. So I need to come back to about, say, 1, 2, 3, about right here. Get up nice and close here to number 4. I don't remember what number 4 is. People were asking me that on the stream, and I'm not enough of a railroad nerd to know all this stuff. If we go to equipment, we can see it's a C40 Mastodon. There you go. I could have told you it was a 480, but beyond that, I'm hopeless. I just like trains. So we'll drop these off, and then we can use the escape track to get on out of here. And just in case I do continue the save, which I might. Who knows when the Maintenance Away update's coming out. I may be back on this save. We'll go ahead and turn number 4 on the Y. And get it back in its little pocket where it typically sits, waiting to be the road freight. All right, come on back. We'll get you there, and then we'll figure out where we need to go from there. We'll give you some waypoints as we get back over here. And I'll let you go up to 25. You can get a little speed going. So where I usually put number 4 is right over here across this bridge. He just sits there. So we'll get him turned and then back here on this little spot. I don't think this goes anywhere yet. No, it doesn't go anywhere. I assume eventually it's going to go somewhere. It kind of has that look there in the landscape. So as far as picking up cars, all this pulpwood, I'm just going to leave there. It doesn't need to go anywhere. And I don't need the money. You can see we're at over 60,000. Even after terminating all those contracts. So these pulpwood cars are just going to hang out here. They're my cars. It's my pulpwood. It'll sit. But the rest of these all need to go. So you can see that we've got those 2 there. I think we've got number 6 ready to go to grab these hoppers. And we've got some cars there. We've got some cars there. We've got some cars here. We've got some cars there. So we're going to get all that cleaned up. That's the idea. All right. Is number 4 headed this way? Indeed. All right. Let's get number 4 commanded. Let's have you come up here. And then I'm going to jump over to number 6, the Silva Local. You can see I've got these crew names on here, and it helps remind me what they're supposed to be doing. And we'll start switching out some cars. We have plenty of coal and water, so we're good to go there. We're in waypoint mode. Excellent. Let's get hooked up. There you go. Al was asleep at the wheel. I caught him by surprise. So we'll just grab all these, basically all these on this side of the track. All right, you're laced up and ready to go. I need you to come over here. I like to get them started and then I can amend the orders. So I think what we'll do is we'll go and grab these cars. Then we can go down here and grab those and then grab the ones over there. I think that's probably the least amount of travel. And I'm going to be absolutely flying all over the place with the camera. Hopefully nobody gets motion sick. And we'll just enjoy the steam trains running. That's most of the fun of this game. All right, looking good. There's number 4 getting ready to head on to the Y. Perfect. You can always use a screenshot or two. Always like my thumbnails to be from the gameplay. So we'll take a few screenshots and we'll have something to work with. Number 4, lighten up the lighten up the rail crossing there. Handbrake. Release. There we go. There we go. Feather touch. All right, we need to grab these. I'm just going to tell him to grab these. And we'll just see what's Al planning on doing. Looks like he's going to come around through here. That will work. You can tell that by the little waypoint symbols when your tab key's on. If you didn't know. All right, I heard the whistle, so number 4 is ready to turn. Let's get him headed down the Y this direction. Y is going to be a little tricky with the AI. You got to kind of watch them. Because I have told them to go somewhere, and they will like reverse on the Y and then go there. So he's clearly on this leg, so I want him to come down that leg. Come over to about there. Then we'll get him backed into where he needs to go. Yeah, get some of that whistle action. Can't wait till we have like actual life in the game. Hopefully they have vehicles, even if they were just kind of static and maybe changed every time you came to the area. Just something. They got the gameplay down pretty pat. We need some life in the world. It's always tricky though, because you know there's only a finite number of CPU ticks to work with. We've got some decent physics, some decent AI. I don't know what compromise they'd have to make to get, you know, other stuff moving around in the world. Hopefully someday we can get some anti-aliasing too. I tried to force it on with the NVIDIA control panel. It didn't seem to do anything. I might need to look further into that. All right, we have a handbrake on. We'll take that off. There we go. All hooked up. Now I need to grab these guys. Then we can leave that cut on here while we'll have to reverse around and pull these guys out and tack them on. So if I told you to come over here and get that car, what would you do? It'd be smarter to tell you to come over here and then just pull the engine off and pull that car on. That's probably the smart play. Then we can use this runaround track here. Come over here and start pulling this stuff off, and then we can go down and shove it back onto there. Yeah, I think that's the move. There's always multiple ways to do things. All right, actually, you're underway. Let's grab number 4 again. We'll get you back over here in the pocket before you get in the way. Sounding good. All right, I need you to come over and sit right here in the shade. You do that for me, number 4? Come down here, reverse. All right, perfect. Also, if you didn't know, you can just hit the R key for your roster and then pick which loco you're controlling. You can click the view button to go there, that kind of thing. Super handy. Most of you probably knew that. Just in case. I've got him limited to 15. That's fine. We're not going very far, so no point in getting a bunch of speed up and then just have to slow back down again. Do a little bit of fancy work there. And we can watch 6 and 4 work at the same time. I keep forgetting to move the mouse cursor. It just kind of hangs out there. I don't know if the developers would ever happen to watch this, but I've asked before. Just make it like other games where if the mouse cursor doesn't move for, say, 5 seconds, it disappears. Then when it moves again, it reappears. Just for us cinematic junkies, that would be appreciated. All right, let's get you on the Silva Interchange block of cars. Then we'll run over and we got to get all these guys here. Pulled out and then ran around and then shoved onto here and then shoved down to the interchange track. Then we have a clean sweep and we just have the sawmill and then any house tracks to worry about. Well, I take that back. I do need to go investigate the line and see. I don't remember what we had out on these other little distant places. But even if you don't have a contract, you can still get stuff for the house track. So we have to be aware of that. So we go to locations. Like Ella is a good example. I don't have a contract at Farm Supply, but there's still Ella Station. And there's a house track. So we could, in theory, get a car for that. Oops. You forget. For so long, you'd hit escape to close any window, and they changed that. And I never have got used to it. Okay, we're going to lace you up. I very nearly burst into a Josh Groban song there. You lace me up. Oh, sorry. No singing allowed. My wife's really into musicals, so I've heard a lot of Josh Groban. I don't know why raise me up turned into lace me up. Now, if I told you to come over here, what would you do, Mr. AI? Would you... Oh, you would use the short track. Okay. I was afraid he'd want to go like all the way down there and turn. It looks like he would actually use the short version. All right, well, we'll just let you do your thing then. Since you're going to be that smart, let's just go ahead and grab these cars here while we're at it. You work your way over there, and I don't know that it matters, but we're not going to be using this guy for a while. So I'm going to pull up his control panel. No, I need to pull up. Nope, not that. I need to select that. There we go. I'm going to put him on manual, and then he's not... Doesn't have any automatic engineers associated with him. I don't know that that matters, like I said, but he's going to sit there for a while, so we'll leave it on that. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, this guy is shuffling back and forth. I don't know about y'all. I just like to watch the trains run sometimes. All right, beautifully done. Let's get you laced up. Get our UI back on. There you go, handbrake's off. All right, come over and grab this guy. Shouldn't have any trouble figuring that out. And yeah, we really don't have anybody else running. Guess I could look and see. Pop over here real quick to the station. How many people do we have waiting? Only 75, so not even a full passenger car, so we're good. I usually run that twice a day. It's already done its morning run out and back. It runs from Silva to Ella twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the evening. That seems to keep everybody satisfied. And what I could do is I could have left those 3 cars like sitting here and then went back in there, but yeah, whatever. Are they full? Actually, yeah, like 2 half cars and an empty, so it's not a ton of weight. I love that slow chuff as it starts out. I'm going to go ahead and limit it to 10 while we're going back and forth up here. Here we go. Okay. Just got to grab these 3, and then we need to go check the rest of the railroad. I could do that while you're moving. Let's go check Dillsboro. Didn't know you can hit Control T on the map view and it'll teleport to wherever your mouse cursor is. In case some of y'all are new to Railroader. All right, we have a car sitting out here that I probably forgot about a long time ago because this, I believe, is the house track. Dillsboro Depot. No, that's the Dillsboro Freight House. Okay. So that there's no contract there. That's just something you can get. All right. Well, we need to grab one of those. So we'll have to send a loco out at least to here. Only my own cars should be here. I think I've got some. Yeah, these are my own cars. Sitting here at the coal service station. That one's set up to go get fuel eventually, but I've got 150 tons of coal. I don't think we're ever going to need to do that since this save is winding down. I will be starting fresh when the maintenance of way update comes out. Now we do have Barkers, but that's just pulpwood. So if there's anything there, it's just my own cars. Let's go check Wilmot real quick. Anything hanging out at Wilmot? There's a couple tracks here, but we don't have any cars. So we're good. We just need to grab that one from Dillsboro Station. So I can run down and grab that with something. No problem. All right, back over to number 6. So we're just about there. We just have to get the one car. Knock that off. You couple up to there. And that'll do. Bonk. I know it's against the bumper, so I was trying to save that bump. We're right against the bumper here. On that track. Okie dokie. We can go tack this on. Just thinking through the moves here. I may want to just come over to here. I don't think that's going to do what I want it to do, so I want you to come over here instead. I have a plan. I need to be on the rear of the train to push down to the interchange tracks. So I'm going to bring this cut over here. I had a plan. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember my plan now. I'm going to bring this cut over. Well, 15 is plenty. I'm going to bring this cut over here. And then I need to run around, grab this one, and grab the end. Or is there enough? Nah, it's not really enough there. You know what? I've changed my mind again. Cancel your stuff. It's going to be too many moves. So let me just back it into here. Yeah. Same idea, different execution. I'm going to back it into here, and then we'll use this track to run around. Grab these, shove them on the end of here, and then shove everything over to the interchange. That's the plan. Don't worry, if there's a better way to do it, just check the YouTube comments. There's always somebody that has the absolute best answer ever. I appreciate all the comments, good and bad. do a little ride along with the train. I wonder what SAL stands for. Not sure. Southern Alabama, maybe? Somebody don't know. SOU, obviously, is the Southern. I know that one. I don't know a lot of the others. Alright, well done. Throw handbrake on. Get you off. I need you back over here. Run the light. I'll let you go 25. Yeah, I don't have much of a lead track, so I actually need you to come over. If I just tell you to go here, can you figure that out? I think you can. A lot of seesaw back and forth. We'll get there in the end. We're moving now. Woo, 25. Just ignore that 15 sign. That's if you go on the Y. It's not for the main line. So go down here, onto there, down to here. We'll get there in the end. I need to pull this cut out. We should have enough room to get that cut out past this turnout. And then shove it on into there, and then shove everything on down to the interchange. That is the plan. This thing just sips the fuel and water. It lasts a long time. What is number 6? S23 switcher. There you go. There's all 6 of my locos. I just numbered them sequentially because I have very little imagination. Now, I don't know any like real numbering schemes, so I just did 1 through 6. We do have the 2 original starter locos still. We added on these other 4. And there should be a link to Season 1 and Season 2 playlist both in the description if you want to go check out either one of those playthroughs. The first one we kind of expanded all over the place. We did a little bit of everything: coal, copper, freight, passenger, lumber. I kind of overextended myself. And then for Series 2, called it quits, started over, and did East Whittier Logging Company. That's this save. I kind of just concentrate on logging for most of the series. Then I got into pulpwood, and it became a little much again. So I ended up terminating those contracts. Oh, right. I never did tell you to come down here. You're just sitting there wondering what the boss is doing. The boss is just talking away. Not a care in the world. Head on down, grab those cars. I don't remember for sure where I ended up on the season 2 with the pulpwood. I've done a few streams here and there since then on this save. And then made a couple, 3 videos as well. I don't think I put these one-off videos on the season 2 playlist though, because they're not really part of that series. It just happens to be the same save doing some work, if that makes sense. Oh, we are these 2 cars. There we go. Got my cars mixed up. All right, I need you to come down to here. Look onto those cars. There she goes. Oh yeah, plenty of room to spare. Could have got another 2, 3 cars on there. Okay, we're at 9 cars, less than 400 tons. Let's see what we get when we hook onto these guys. It's not counting the Loco. Loco and Tinder, it's 11 cars, 403 tons. Now we got 18 cars, 693 tons. No problem. Knock that off. Get you rolling down the line, then we'll figure out where you need to go. Just bring it down here and hook onto these. That'll work. The long cut on the move. I love seeing a train snake through turnouts like that. I don't know why. It's just really satisfying. Hey, tree, you're kind of having a moment here. Cool stuff. All right, I won't make you watch the whole thing. We'll buzz down to the interchange, and I'll see you down there. Here we are easing into the interchange. And I went ahead and sent the road Loco, number 4. He's heading down there after that lone car that we had. Oops, wrong button. He's going to head down here to Dillsboro, grab that flat car. We're down here. We hooked onto some cars. There it is. All right, we waved. We waved. We arrived at the waypoint. We got a whole track in there. Okay, those are all good. You can duck back in here in your pocket for now. Then for the great cleanup of 2026, all we have left is this lone flat car that we're headed after. So I'm going to hop in the fireman's side. Whee! We're going to head on down and grab the flat car. Yeah, we're getting up to speed. I better close this door. I'll have teeth full of bugs. And just like that, here we are. We got, I think we got enough horsepower to pull this out of here. I think we might be good. Take us on home, number 4. Got down here pretty quick with them big old drivers. Alright, let's buzz back down over here. I can tell number 4 where to go. So he's going to need to run around stuff. Let's have him go here. That'll work. Off he goes. I'm going to try to separate this car at some point. Can I teleport myself onto the car? No. Oh, I can. Sort of. There we go. Alright, we're going to do some shenanigans. So we need to turn that guy off. He didn't like that at all. I closed your ankle cock. Okay, now he's good. It's because the car wasn't quite right. Off you go, sir. All right, I'll see you in a bit for some shenanigans. See how that works out. All right, prepare for shenanigans. Well, the timing on this is going to be pretty critical. Hey! Oh, he's slowing down. That's why it didn't work. There we go. I don't know if I can time this good enough. Oh no, what kind of grade are we working with here? Oh, it's pretty flat. Uh-oh. My shenanigans might not work out quite as well as I expected. I didn't realize how much of a grade I had working against me here. Oh well, alright. You can just stop there, buddy. You're good. Stop anywhere in there. Forget how I get, two? Yeah. How do I get... I don't remember how to get view of, like, myself. Select car, and then I can go to third person on this car. There we go. That'll work. So we lost quite a bit of momentum due to the grade. I didn't think about that. The plan was to coast past that engine. Not sure that's going to work. If you're close enough to the rail, you can hold right shift question mark and hover over the rail. Okay, we are 0% here, so we're still chugging along. It's a nice day for a flat car ride. Up number 4. Got the paddles. Paddle. Paddle. We might make it. It's just going to take a while. I'll put another cut in here and I'll bring in it for an update. Well, I almost made it. I just have to get past this switch and then I can use 4 to shove it on down there. So I'm gonna call it a win because I think we're good. Yay! We're good. We did it. All right. Handbrake on. I need to select number 4. There we go. And can I tell him from here? Yeah, come here. Come hither, good sir. Here, let's not mess around. We'll let you go up to 25. I don't know how fast you want to go on the way down here, but I don't want to slow you down any. Nice. All right, we're good. Take me on down to the interchange. Oh, shift 2, that's it. My muscle memory remembered how to get a third person on your own view. All right, come couple on. Yeah, it just teleports you to the track, but if you do it just right, you can hop on for the ride. I wonder. wonder. Thanks for the boost. We're not quite at highest level shenanigans, but we're doing some shenanigans. Oh shoot, how did I have the tracks lined up? We're lined into that one. All right, cool. So if I start putting some handbrake in, I can only go full on or full off. I don't think I can gradually apply these at all. It's either on or off. Yeah, we made it onto the track. Just about the right speed. If I walk this way, it's like I'm hovering. Nice. Yeah, we'll take it. Okay, brace yourself with your sea legs. Oh, boy, almost fell down. All right, cool. That's all the cars in the interchange. And I got paid $61 for bringing that down here. Look at that. $61,938 is where we're at right now. That'll be it for this one. Like I said in the stream and before, I'm really looking forward to the Maintenance Away update. I will be starting Season 3 whenever that drops. Depending on what shape it's in, I think it's coming to experimental first. And depending on what shape it's in, I might go ahead and start the season when it's experimental. We shall see. I may also do some other videos here and there. I know people love Railroader, and I love Railroader too. But I really want to wait for the Maintenance Away update before I dive, really hardcore back into it. I don't want to play a bunch of Railroader and get burned out again, and then the Maintenance Away update comes out. Hope that makes sense. Plus, there's just so many other games that I want to play that are out. So thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you in the next adventure, folks. Whoa. Take care.